What happens when a major drone maker announces a global launch but forgets America? Today, we are unpacking DJI's Neo 2 global rollout on November 13th. What changed under the hood, why the United States is conspicuously absent from the marketing, and what that means for buyers and creators right now. I'll walk you through the hardware upgrades that actually matter, the new safety and sensing suite, pricing and bundle choices, and the political puzzle that could block DJI sales in America by December 23rd. Stick around. The regulatory twist at the end is the part that might change everything for US buyers. DJI announced availability in Europe, Canada, and Brazil, while earlier bringing Neo 2 to China, Taiwan, and several Asian markets. But US customers clicking launch links hit dead ends and sparse English language promotion. That omission is not an accident. It's a strategic reaction to a looming regulatory deadline that could cut off new DJI sales in America. The drone already cleared FCC certification months ago, yet the marketing silence and missing US pages scream uncertainty. If you live in a market getting the Neo 2 on November 13th, congrats! If you are in America, expect radio silence and a wait that might stretch into the new year, or longer. The Neo 2 is more than a spec bump. DJI moved from a single-axis gimbal to a dual-axis mechanical gimbal, which smooths out tilt and roll during aggressive moves and delivers a far more cinematic look on handheld launches. Video capture now hits 4K at 60 frames per second and adds optional 4K at 100 frames per second for slow motion that actually looks usable. The battery rose slightly to 1,606 mAh and flight time edges up to about 19 minutes, while the weight stays under 151 grams, which keeps it under most countries' registration thresholds. In short, Neo 2 is lighter, smoother, and more capable than its predecessor. Where the first Neo felt playful and limited, the Neo 2 aims to be safe and confident. DJI packed an omnidirectional monocular vision system, forward LiDAR, and downward infrared sensing to build robust obstacle awareness. Forward sensors detect objects from half a meter up to 15 meters at speeds up to 8 meters per second, while other directions offer similar coverage at slower velocities. That sensor suite is a meaningful upgrade for beginners and casual pilots who want less stress and fewer crashes. Add a tiny LED status screen on the body showing charge, connection, and mode, and you suddenly have at a glance telemetry that the original lacked. Leaked price points place the base Neo 2 at roughly $260 in dollar equivalent, with a Fly More combo near $430 and a Motion combo around $600. Those numbers are a modest step up from the original, and the bump buys dual-axis stabilization, improved image processing, and the extra sensors. If you want everything without compromise, the Motion combo with motion controller and goggles adapter targets creators who need real-time control and immersive monitoring. For casual users, the base kit still looks compelling for travel and quick vlogging. If you're in one of the launch regions, the Neo 2 is an easy upgrade. Smoother footage, safer flights, and still incredibly portable. But for US buyers, things are less clear. With that December 23rd deadline looming, it might be smarter to wait and see how the regulations shake out before hitting buy. So, what excites you most about the Neo 2? The dual-axis gimbal, smarter sensors, or those new combo kits? Drop your pick in the comments. What if I just built an FPV drone that makes every other pocket racer feel like a toy? In this video, I'm breaking down huge Avatar 3 leaks that promise a 1-inch CMOS camera, blistering 140 km/h top speeds, a rear-mounted battery, 4 blade props, and a whole lot of geopolitical drama. Stick around because near the end, I'll tell you why this might be the drone people talk about for years, and whether you should start saving now or wait for the dust to settle. Remember where the Avatar line began. The first model changed expectations by blending cinematic stability with the raw energy of FPV. Avatar 2 polished that formula in 2024 and made the platform approachable for creators who liked immersive camera moves without crashing every 5 minutes. That history matters because DJI tends to save the big leaps for the second or third generation. If the leaks are right, Avatar 3 isn't just an incremental update, it's DJI trying to move FPV from hobbyist trick to pro tool. Look closely at the leaked images and you can see the story. Bigger camera housing, cleaner lines, the orange bumpers are gone, and the battery moved to the rear. That relocation changes the center of gravity in a good way, which explains the shift to a 4-blade propeller design for extra thrust and finer control. Small details like these are what separate a drone that can be trusted for film work from one that only looks good in a demo reel. Now for the parts that make adrenaline junkies grin. Leaks point to a top speed around 140 kilometers per hour and flight times closer to 23 to 25 minutes under ideal conditions. Those numbers push the Avatar 3 into custom-built FPV territory while keeping the ease of a ready-to-fly system. Add in the rumored O4 transmission for low-latency, long-range feeds, and you're looking at goggles-friendly immersion that doesn't cut out when you need it most. Microhook. Later, I'll show why those extra minutes and that transmission could change how creators shoot action sequences. This is the headline maker. A 1-inch CMOS capable of 4K at high frame rates means substantially better low-light, richer dynamic range, and smoother slow motion. Couple that sensor with rock-steady refinements, active track improvements, and omnidirectional obstacle sensing, and DJI might finally be offering FPV footage that needs minimal salvage in post. Quick transfer and tighter DJI Fly app integration could also mean less time wrestling with files and more time shooting. Trust me, for filmmakers, this is the most important piece of the puzzle. Turn the Avatar 3 into either a massive global success or a symbol of a deeper trade divide. So what should you do? If you need it for professional work and can import responsibly, start planning. If you live in a market where availability is unclear, watch DJI's announcements and look at alternatives from competitors. So what do you think? Are these leaks enough to make the Avatar 3 the FPV camera to rule them all, or just another DJI hype train? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell me which feature you want most, and if you want a deep dive on footage samples or controller options, say so. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the follow-up where I compare Avatar 3 rumors against the closest competitors. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next flight test.